Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking all about how to read, how to be a better reader, all of my best tips and tricks, whether you are just starting to read or you're trying to get out of a slump or wherever you may find yourself in this reading journey. So let's go ahead and get into my top tricks and tips for reading. Number one is to take breaks. And I mean, like, when you are reading a book, if you've been reading for 30, 45 minutes, take a break and rest your eyes. I found out recently that I have a focusing issue. Like, when my eyes get up close, one of my eyes tends to go out when it's supposed to stay in and focus. And that gets really bad when I've been using my eyes a ton and reading. And my eyes get tired. You have muscles in your eyes, they get tired. So anyways, when you're reading, take a break, get up, look far away, don't look at your phone, that does not count as a break. Close your eyes, get a drink of water, whatever it is, just give your eyes a minute to rest and look at something that's not so up close and just constantly using them. I promise you will feel better if you give your eyes a break. My second tip is to track your reading. So by track your reading, I mean track the books that you want to read. When somebody recommends a book to you or you see a book in a video, track the books that you're currently reading and then track all the books you've read so you know what books you liked, what books you didn't like, what authors you like, what tropes you like, what did you rate them, all of those things. I love to keep a record of all of those things. I think it's so helpful because then you know you have a list of all the books that you've liked. You can recommend them to friends. You could start a book club with one of them. You can keep up with all your highlights and all your notes and everything's just organized. And I just love tracking all of that. If you're looking for something to track your reading with, I personally use Notion and Storygraph and Goodreads, all for different reasons, which I should probably just pick one, but I like all of them. So I'll throw an example of what some of those look like up here on the screen, but they're all great apps to track your reading, track your page count, all of those things. Notion is super customizable, so you have to build it yourself, but then you can tweak it and make it however you want. And I talked about these a ton in my top apps video as well, so I'll link that down below if you want to check it out and learn more about them. Piggybacking off of tracking your reading is tip number 3, which is to set achievable goals. This could be like on Goodreads where you set a number of books you want to read for the year. It could be a number of books you want to read in a month. It could be a page number count you want to read. It could be a series you want to finish. It really could be anything, just setting a goal that feels achievable and feels fun, right? Because goals are only fun if you can reach them. So don't do something that's crazy hard and don't do something that's too easy. Pick something that's going to be a really good challenge for you that you are going to be able to achieve. Tip number 4 is one of my favorites, and that is to engage with what you are reading. So I know this might sound like school or something, and it can look like the typical ways of engaging with a text, like highlighting, annotating, taking notes, all of those things, but I think you can also get more creative with it. You can journal about it. Like if it's a fiction book, what would you have done if you were in those characters' shoes? Or if it's a nonfiction book, how can you apply this to your life this week, this day? I think you can have a book club and talk about a book, talk about it with your spouse or with your friend. You can journal about it. You can write a review post on social media and post your thoughts. I think that there's so many ways that you can reflect on what you read, form your own thoughts and ideas based on what you read, using that as inspiration. And I think this is where a lot of the beauty comes in reading, where you get to pull all of these ideas from other people with your own mind and just create new thoughts and ideas and be inspired and really learn and grow. And I just love that about reading. And so this is definitely one of my favorite tips, but try to find a way that you enjoy engaging with what you're reading. Number 5 is one that I need to hear a lot, and that is don't finish books you don't like. I'm giving you permission. I know you were probably taught as a kid to finish what you start, and that is a great life lesson, but I'm giving you permission. You do not have to finish that book if you're not enjoying it. You do not have to finish that series if you're not enjoying it. Put it down. It's okay. You only get to read so many books in your lifetime. And when you think about all the books on your TBR and all the books that haven't even been written yet, you don't get to read as many books as you probably will want to. So don't waste your time reading books you don't like. Number 6 is to read what you enjoy. So I know from personal experience following people that post about books or watching YouTube videos, it's easy to get caught up in trends and in what's popular and in thinking that because this person loved a book, you should, or because they didn't like a book, you shouldn't. And I think it's so important to develop your own book taste, figure out what you like, and it's okay if that's not what everybody else likes. I know for me personally, I don't love reading spice. Lots of popular books have spice, so sometimes I choose to read them, sometimes I don't, but I think it's just so important to read what you enjoy and develop your own book taste. Okay, number 7 is to have your next book ready. I feel like this helps you stay motivated, not fall off of reading. Just have your next book ready to go, queued up, whether that is a book on your TBR, whether it's a new release, or a book that you just own that you haven't read, whether it is a book from the library, whatever it might be. Have your next book ready, have it waiting so that when you finish one, you don't lose time and lose motivation and lose steam trying to figure out what to read next. Just have it ready. You can just pick it up and keep reading. Number 8 is to switch up what you're reading and switch up how you're reading. So for what you're reading, mostly this applies to genre. So if you're reading a ton of romance, maybe you need to try a mystery. If you're reading a ton of thrillers, maybe you need to try a literary fiction. Mix up what you're reading and see, branch out, try new things. Maybe you'll find something that you like that's different, or maybe you'll have a newfound appreciation for the genre you were reading. And then also mix up how you're reading. So if you've been reading a ton of physical books, maybe you need to pick your Kindle up and read something on your Kindle and just be able to click through and maybe move through the book easier. Maybe you've been reading on your Kindle and you need an audiobook, or you need something on the move, something that's going to read to you. Maybe you've been getting a little bit bored or sluggish or whatever it might be. So switch up what you're reading, switch up how you're reading. Number 9. I feel like I need to give a shout out to James Clear and habit stacking for number 9, but number 9 is to block out time in your day for reading. So basically make it a habit. Pair it with something that you always do, put it into your routine so that it is an integral part of your day. So I actually just wrote a whole newsletter post about this, so I will link that down below if you want to read it. But for me, that looks like in the mornings when I get up, I read my Bible, I do some journaling, maybe I read a nonfiction book I've been reading. That is built into my morning routine and it's protected. Maybe it's on the way to work, you listen to an audiobook, or on your lunch break, you take a quick walk and listen to something. Maybe as soon as you get home, you read a few pages, or you read before bed. Whatever it might be, find a time in your day that you can dedicate to reading. And I feel like thanks to audiobooks, it makes it a lot easier because you can do it in the car while you're cooking dinner, whatever it might be, even if you're busy. So find time, block it out for reading every day. And number 10, my last tip is to have a designated reading space. So once you have a designated reading time, find something or somewhere special for reading. So this could be a whole room if you have the ability to make like a cozy library in your house or something. It could be a specific chair that you read in. It could be a specific blanket you use when you read, or a light you use when you read, or a bookmark. It could be anything. Find something special and specific to your reading time to kind of protect it, to signal to your brain, it's time to read, it's time to focus, it's time to be cozy, whatever that might be. I feel like that is so helpful for our brains mentally to kind of switch on and off through different activities. And I just feel like it's fun and cozy and special to have a designated place or thing that just feels like cozy reading time. And that is the end of my list of all my tips and tricks to be a better reader. I would love for you guys to comment down below your best tip or trick, what's helped you be a better reader or get out of a slump or whatever it might be. So the comments will just be filled with more recommendations and ideas. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Take care, friends.